Health to me is clear communication between an individual and the unified field. We have billions of chemical reactions happening in each of our trillions of cells every second. And they're happening in a coordinated manner, sometimes faster than the speed of light. What's responsible for that communication and coordination and connection? The field.
Humanity has been given an idea that there are two realms to the universe, a physical, mechanical realm, the material things that we see, as well as an invisible realm. In a Newtonian world, only physical things can affect a physical body, and that led to the development and evolution of the pharmaceutical industry, which sells chemicals to affect our body. And then we find out from quantum physics that energy signals are profoundly more effective in controlling biology than matter. Chemistry, by its definition, is always associated with side effects. They're not side effects, they're direct effects. 300,000 people die every year in America from taking prescription drugs.
If you're sitting around a table with 3 women, one of you is taking an antidepressant. We have half of Americans today opening up to 4 prescription bottles every day. But when you learn more about what the evidence actually suggests around how well these medications really work and how potentially harmful they can be, you might begin to think, there could be a better way.
If instead of suppressing symptoms, our goal is healing, what would be different? All of the health innovators who I met related to the body with respect and to symptoms with curiosity. It's feedback. What's our body telling us is out of order? So to these healers, just suppressing a symptom is actually cutting off a much needed source of information because they look to get at the cause of a problem rather than just stop the effects of there being a problem. I certainly don't mean to imply that your allopathic doctor doesn't want you to get well or that there's no use for conventional medicine. It's good for all kinds of things. It's that the doctors don't even have access to the full range of options. Early diagnosis and self-help natural and energy-based cures don't benefit the pharmaceuticals. And pharmaceutical companies are the ones funding the medical education and influencing regulatory approvals and laws. What conventional doctors are taught and have access to is all funneled through the same centralized control matrix.
Our life expectancy has fallen over the last few years for the first time in history. And now, if you look at the life expectancy in the United States compared to other countries, we're 30th. We have the highest incidence of depression, obesity, yet we're spending more per capita on healthcare than any other nation in the world.
The new science is based on energy medicine. You can heal with energy much more effectively than you can heal with chemistry.
I was able to see hundreds of people treated with the whole range of energy-based technologies, including one that uses a chord of frequencies to create a still point which appears to elicit powerful healing effects. It was developed by Dr. Todd Ovakaitis.
At the level of physics, we know that the cells are always vibrating. In a sense, they're always singing a type of song. That song is the sum of all the vibrations of all the molecules in that particular tissue. So we had found a vibrational pattern that was somehow in resonance with the stem cell-like cells that caused them to intensely go where the beam had been.
The theory is that each kind of cell has a distinct energetic signature that can be matched, and this technology appears to have found a way to do just that. I asked Dr. Beth McDougall to demonstrate what she thought was happening with this photoacoustic device.
In order to really talk about how this instrument is affecting changes in the body, I'd like to talk a little bit about V cells. V cells, or VSELs, stand for very small embryonic-like cells. These are dormant stem cells that have been present in your body since the time you were forming as an embryo. This photoacoustic technology seems to hold the key to unlock the dormant DNA in these cells.
Well, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's 3 years ago, and my experience of it up to then had been seeing my father suffer from it in the 70s and 80s. It was really the end of his productive life, and I was devastated to feel that that might be my fate as well. The results have been really life-changing. I got my body back, and I got my mind back.
My father had Parkinson's for 27 years, and watching what he went through was one of the hardest things in my life. To see this guy's face and imagining what it would have been like for my father, to be able to restore his body and his mind, now I just feel really grateful knowing the millions of people whose lives will go forward in ways that my father wasn't able to experience.
The earlier that we can detect and decode symptoms of an illness, the easier it is to remedy the underlying cause. Historically, acupuncturists listen to a patient's voice to help with diagnosis. Two inventors I met are now running the voice through complex machine learning algorithms to detect imbalance in specific organs. They then identify the vibrational signatures of the deficient minerals or vitamins and feed those vibrations back into the body as sound waves through a headset.
All of the nervous impulses in the body are coming together through the vagus nerve and are being emitted by the voice, which is like the speaker, where the nerves are like the speaker wire. All of that information creates vibrational imprints within the vocal cords when you're speaking.
We have greater and greater understanding.
Because we are able to detect conditions of disharmony prior to a physical condition manifesting in the body, we can empower people to start taking care of themselves while they're still healthy so that they never have to get sick.
When you go to your doctor, there's not often that they ask you if you're in tune. They listen to you with a stethoscope, make sure your heart's beating. They listen for your lungs, but they're not seeing if your heart and your lungs are all running in the same resonance. Our technology is really there to provide a way to do that, to look at the body in this holistic way and see where you're out of harmony and where you're out of tune, and provide a way to actually bring the body back into resonant harmony.
In my travels, I came across a team who reported fabulous results remedying all kinds of diseases by alkalizing the cellular environment. I had heard from a friend about a place his mom had gone where she healed from stage 4 metastasized cancer. He said she's not the only one, and when I got there, I saw the evidence.
Hello.
Hey, hi.
The largest organ of the human body is called the interstitium, and it contains 60% of our body fluids. And this is what needs to be measured both in its pH and its chemistry in order to determine the actual health of the human body.
So why doctors use only information from the blood for the diagnosis and completely ignore interstitial fluid?
Dr. Galina Migalko and Robert Young use a combination of live blood cell, thermogram, sonogram, and other modalities. One device Dr. Migalko uses is the bioelectric scan, which measures the electrical charge of cell fluid.
When we do interstitial fluid scans, which is the electrical potential of your cells, we look at it like your battery on your phone.
The vitality of the charge reveals a lot about the cell's capacity to communicate. Salt is an electrical conductor, and cells communicate through electrical impulses. According to Dr. Migalko and Young, disease, including cancer, arises when the fluid in the interstitium loses its alkalinity, its salt and minerals, and becomes too acidic for the cells to communicate effectively, to stay in balance.
Cancer is not a disease of the cells, but it's a condition of the cells as an expression of what's happening in the internal fluids of the body. So cancer can be explained as a condition. So I like to use it as an adjective. Cancer is a cancerous condition of the cell.
This team's treatment is simple, affordable, and it has spectacular results. People came to Young Center from all over the world based on word of mouth. Out of more than 320 people using this protocol, 96% successfully resolved stages 1, 2, and 3 cancers, and 81% successfully reversed their stage 4 cancer.
I was diagnosed in February of 2012 with stage 3 breast cancer. I came to the ranch, and within 2 weeks I'd lost 15 pounds, and my tumor that was at 3.18 reduced in size to 1.1. After 9 weeks, my tumor was completely gone.
It took me about 3 months to reverse the colon cancer and the esophageal cancer.
Seeing these amazing results, I wondered what Dr. Young would see with my blood. I ate well and exercised for most of my life, but I had been feeling really tired for a few weeks, and I was noticing I often felt dizzy when I stood up.
So always just a simple little, that's it. There it is. You're showing irregular patterns in this part of the body. They're irregularly shaped like this, which is a cancer profile. Okay? That doesn't mean you have cancer, but we see it years in advance. Okay? So that's what makes this test so powerful, because we see something that's happening prior to the actual, realization, like say it shows up on an MRI or a CAT scan.
I was shocked to see how unhealthy my blood looked. I realized I had never even considered the salt-mineral balance in my body. I started taking the salt, and within a few months, my blood was significantly improved. I'm happy to say my little red blood cells are no longer deformed or clumped. My energy's back, and I still do a very strict alkaline diet and drink the salt and minerals every day. So there's a real challenge here. The notion of somebody else prescribing a magic pill so that I can just keep barreling ahead can be tempting. But there are no magic pills. I can still be super healthy and feel great. I just need to watch what I eat, I have to exercise, I need to pay attention to what I'm thinking and catch any imbalance early and deal with it. It's like, whoa, this great, healthy, vital life actually requires something of me. It's the same with peace of mind. We actually have to do something to find clarity and maintain inner balance. So how do the dynamics of the unified field help us with that?